Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 4 of Abnormal Psychology. So we are halfway through with the course, 3 weeks down, 3 weeks to go. Um, so let's talk a little bit about this week. This week is one of the heavier weeks because not only will you have a response to reading to complete, but you also have your second exam. Your second exam will appear very much like your first exam. The bulk of it will come from the textbook chapter readings. Check your email because I will have sent out exam 2 study sheet. So those are the terms that you should really familiarize yourself with as you are reviewing or reading the textbook. So when you get to the exam, those are the terms that are going to be showing up on the exam. They'll be showing up as answer options or the actual answers. So it's good to know them so that you can quickly recognize them and perform well on the second exam. Um, yeah. So this week you also have two textbook chapters to read. We're looking at substance use and addiction, as well as suicide, ethics, and law. And your secondary reading kind of focuses on the legal aspects of a case where a teenager is given a life sentence. And I think that's really important for us to look at because as psychologists, we study the brain, brain development, and most of you know that the brain isn't fully developed until one is in one's early to mid 20s, especially the prefrontal cortex, which is the area of the brain that really uh, is involved in higher order thinking, right? And so, if we know that is the case, how should we interpret behaviors of a teenager, especially criminal behavior, right? How should our legal system interpret that? So that's the article, and read through it. And it's like the other secondary readings. I think you'll find it engaging. It'll raise probably more questions than give you answers. Okay. So again, the schedule is going to be the same where during the second week of class where the response to the reading questions would be posted on Friday and they'll be due Monday at 11 p.m. And the exam will be posted on Saturday and it will be due Tuesday um, at 11 p.m. Okay. And again, plan accordingly so you don't miss either deadline so that you can gain full credit and don't miss out on any of the assignments because they're worth such a huge portion of your final grade. Okay. So I haven't looked at, obviously, this is really early. I haven't looked at your week 3 discussion response to readings submissions yet. But this is probably one of the easiest weeks because what I was looking for in your response to get full credit is, to really see the distinction between when the textbook describes disorders through a theory or through the DSM. We get checklists about what a disorder, criteria for the disorder. We get little snippets about what a symptom may look like. The textbook is, more brief in its description of a disorder. And then the narratives that you read this past week, the collective schizophrenia and um, the anatomy of melancholy, you really get um, a really good narrative by people who are not only just great writers, but people who've suffered from these mental disorders. And they're giving you kind of like a whole picture of what life is, right? And how the symptoms impact their lives, but not just their lives, the lives of those who care for them, family members and loved ones, how they interact with the world, the challenges they face. And I think when we read these rich narratives, we get a better idea of what these disorders, how they manifest themselves. And I think the textbook does an okay job with that, but it doesn't bring in the reality of the symptoms of these disorders as well as the narratives. And so, as long as you kind of stated something in that manner, you're going to get full credit for your response. So it's a really easy question. I mean, there was a lot of reading, but we got through it, but it was actually a pretty uh, easy way to gain points this week. There wasn't really targeted responses other than just being able to describe the distinctions between the two descriptions of a textbook versus more of a story or narrative description. Okay. So, what else? I think that's all I need to share for this week. Um, Again, if you have questions, you want to discuss the material with me or anything, send me an email. We'll set up an appointment to meet. I know some of you have done that already, but if you haven't, feel free to do that. And I'm going to say bye for now, but best of luck in week 4. Okay, bye.